Behind the closed gates of the Star in Frisco, and far from the lenses of major television networks, the Dallas Cowboys management is executing a silent financial engineering that completely redefines the franchise's medium-term planning. While public debate superficially focuses on the immediate needs of the roster, behind-the-scenes analysts have identified strategic accounting moves projected for the beginning of the next operating cycle. According to detailed salary cap mappings, the coaching staff and the board of directors are working with restructuring projections involving the organization's main economic pillars. Through surgically planned contract extensions, the franchise projects to open up massive margins in the salary cap to ensure the sustainability of the competitive group. A short-term extension for quarterback Dak Prescott would immediately free up $34 million in cap space. Additionally, new deals with wide receiver CeeDee and guard Quentin Nelson would generate additional relief of $21 million and $19 million, respectively. This combined financial cushion is the hidden mechanism aimed at protecting the team's core and preparing the ground for impactful acquisitions in the trade market, allowing the organization to operate aggressively without compromising future recruitment assets. In the immediate realm of roster decisions, the coaching staff, led by defensive coordinator Christian Parker and head coach Brian Schottenheimer, has established a clear guideline focused on rebuilding the front seven. The major conceptual shift revolves around the command of defensive calls on the field, the iconic role of the green dot. Internal sources confirm that linebacker DeMarvion Overshown emerges as the coaching staff's top choice to assume the leadership of defensive communications. The plan reflects confidence in the player's potential, but requires caution due to his medical history, as injuries severely limited his playing time in the early years of his professional career. Given this high-demand and high-risk scenario, the front office opted to preserve draft capital, holding on to first, second, and third-round picks. The technical objective of this asset retention is not inertia, but rather the preservation of bargaining power for the mid-season trade window, specifically around October 20th, when the NFL trade deadline. Within the franchise, the atmosphere is one of intense technical demands and rigorous evaluations of conduct. Locker room dynamics and player chemistry have become critical factors in decisions regarding the cutting and retention of secondary players. The most evident example of this internal policy is reflected in the evaluation of the third quarterback spot. Joe Milton's unsuccessful stint in New England and his subsequent selection in Dallas exposed the rigor of the coaching staff's criteria. Internal reports indicate that Milton's attitude, demanding direct competition for first-team playing time at the expense of his supporting role in tactical development, clashed with the franchise's locker room philosophy. In the established Dallas internal culture, the backup quarterback role demands a collaborative attitude and strong cohesion with the starter, a profile historically filled by athletes like Will Grier. Off the field, contract renewal negotiations also face a technical tug-of-war. Agent David Mulugheta, known for his inflexible stance in the free agent market, signals that he will not accept mid-term extension packages for his clients in Dallas. Aware that the franchise tag rules for off-ball linebackers have reached the prohibitive mark of $30 million, which practically forces the franchise to test the open market or concede to elite long-term contracts. The information guiding the Dallas Cowboys' 2026 planning stems from a rigorous cross-referencing of reports from leading sports insiders and official performance records collected by analytical platforms. Reports from ESPN and NFL Network, endorsed by journalists such as Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, confirm that the linebacker and perimeter defender market will become highly competitive as the preseason progresses. The name of Jordan Brooks, currently linked to the Miami Dolphins, remains at the top of the monitoring radar of analyst Mike Fisher and sources connected to CBS Sports. Although there is no formal offer on the table at this time, market analysts unanimously point out that the likelihood of Miami facing competitive difficulties this season makes Brooks the league's main trade asset starting in October, should a contract extension not be signed in Florida. In the rookie and youth development field, official 2026 draft data confirms the absolute focus on revitalizing the pass rush system. The Dallas Cowboys invested heavily in the last draft class, selecting the explosive Malachi Lawrence with the 23rd overall pick in the first round. after a strategic position swap with the Philadelphia Eagles, and securing depth with young talents who add to the defensive core in Frisco. The technical implications of these decisions directly shape the rotation and competitiveness of the defensive system designed by Christian Parker. The arrival of pass rusher Rashawn Gary, acquired via trade and immediately shielded with a new high-value contract, completely alters the balance of power in the trenches. Gary assumes the role of anchor of the unit, which relieves pressure on the franchise's young talents. The main beneficiary of this structure is second-year defensive end Donovan Ezeruwaku. Coming off a solid rookie season, where he accumulated 40 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 26 quarterback pressures, Ezeruwaku underwent corrective surgery on his hip labrum during the offseason. The coaching staff is closely monitoring his medical transition, with coach Brian Schottenheimer guaranteeing that the athlete will avoid the physically unable to play (PUP) list, being fully cleared for the start of training camp. With Ezeruwaku taking over the starting role opposite Rashawn Gary, rookie Malachi Lawrence, who recorded the third best 10-yard dash time at the NFL Combine, 1.59 seconds, will be used as an immediate rotation weapon, exploiting his speed and natural ball-grabbing instinct to force turnovers. The Cowboys' fan reaction to this scenario reflects the traditional duality that characterizes the behavior of America's team is gigantic fan base. On digital platforms, in specialized discussion forums, and in the stands of AT&T Stadium, sentiment oscillates drastically between optimism regarding the physical potential of the new defense and chronic skepticism generated by the drought of conference titles. The more analytical segment of the fan base supports the management's decision to keep the dry powder and preserve draft capital for the closing of the market in October, understanding that a hasty move in the offseason could undermine the team's ability to react to eventual injuries. However, the more immediate sector of the fan base expresses deep frustration with the conservative stance in the traditional free agent market. The demand for an immediately impactful veteran linebacker, such as the constant pressure for a clear decision in the Jordan Brooks case, generates heated debates. The fans clearly understand that the difference between being average in the league, top 16, or establishing themselves as a dominant force, top 10, lies in the management's ability to add an elite player to bolster the second level of defense before the start of the playoffs.